Coast to Coast Fantasy Premier League managers. It's been a long international break, but we are back. And
we are back.
I mean, I have been tinkering so much, and I got my team set. I'm excited for the week. We'll get into the team reveals for Game Week 29. But first, let's talk about that Pep Guardiola quote. We all are trying to figure out if Haaland's going to play or not. Os, can you read what he said?
Well, let's take a look at this mastermind here. There's an article out with quote-unquote words from the man himself. Erling is recovering. This afternoon is the last training session, then we'll see how he feels. Life is a risk in these stages. You have to take it. We score a lot of goals this season. He scored an incredible amount of goals, but in the past, we always scored a lot of goals. I think if it comes down to life is a risk in these stages, you have to take it. Words to live by right there. I don't know if he's going to start. Nobody does. Pep is going to pull some Pep stuff. We shall see. I have no idea.
Pep said a lot of stuff without saying anything right there. Hats off to him. You know, I feel like Arteta, Pep, they do that on purpose. They're like, I'm not sure if he's going to play. And so the other team has to be like, he may or may not play. We'll see. So we don't know if Haaland's back. He's actually not in my team still, which is super risky because that man's an absolute goal machine. But without further ado, let's look at what happened in the Coast to Coast Fantasy Premier League for Game Week 28. There was just a bit of movement in the table. The Piano Man rises back to the top, but he's only up there by 1 point. And then Barksnell, he's having a great run of form here. I think he's like the highest scoring manager in the last 5-6 weeks in our league. Looking to stay up there. 1 point behind. Austin, you dropped like a rock.
Yeah, down to third, places you aspire to be. Anyway, we look at the table here. Top score was 66 by Space Jammers and Pongdown. Both of them did not make a transfer either, which is interesting. They're going to be able to do some fun stuff this week. If you scroll down to pretty interesting call out, none other than the man himself, Mr. Tots. Let's click into his team here. This man did a transfer. Let's check out the transfer. Nketiah to Jesus, I believe. Pretty good one. You can click in, doesn't matter. Anyway, he's doing his team. He's active. This man's doing it. He's checking it all out. Look at the captain choice here. Haaland, normally a great captain. He didn't have a game this week. No worries. Goes with the vice. Rashford also did not have a game this week. So missed out on some points there, but props to Tots for doing his team, making that transfer. Jesus is going to hit fire soon too. But yeah, I mean, Arsenal's clicking. So who knows if he'll start in 5 weeks, in 1 week. Tough to say.
I mean, quite incredible doing your team, going in, making the effort to make a transfer, and then captaining someone on a blank and vice captaining someone on a blank. Maybe he just doesn't know how the game works, or maybe he's a genius. We'll see. Only time will tell.
Speaking of geniuses, let's see maybe what's cooking with the collective genius and the Dow team. Seeing what people
1 second. I wanna call out because I had a captaining Saka last week.
Yes.
Was a great move. I was one of the benefactors of that. So good stuff to everyone around the league who captained Saka. My team was shite pretty much besides Saka.
Click on it.
All right, we can take a look here real quick. No returns besides Kane, Havertz, and Saka. Everything else.
It was low scores around the entire league, but Saka captainers really got a leg up this week. I captained Kane myself, got 12, but obviously would rather have 36. So that was huge. Congrats to all managers that did that. Well done, man. Well done. Pat yourself on the back.
Yep, and then I do want to also point out the absolute gap between the top of the table, fighting, getting 60s, gritting out a decent week, and then the bottom of the table is just in shambles. 23, 23, 27, 32, 21, 21, 33. And, you know, it's good because the Dow's going to pay out people at the end of the season, and the Dow is beating the people at the bottom of the table. So let's take a look at what's going on with the Dow, and then we'll move into the Game Week 29 team reveals. So here's a little spreadsheet that's tracking the scores. Since Game Week 23, when the Dow entered the league, they have scored 379 points. So they are actually bang in the middle of our league. There are 7 teams that are above that average, and there are 7 teams below. So that is very interesting. And you can kind of see, if anyone wants this spreadsheet, just to check it out, we're kind of tracking if you beat the Dow, if you didn't. Klopfather, you're having a tough go with things right now. A lot of red there. Same at the bottom of the table.
He's got Willie P as well. There's a few guys that have only beat the Dow team once or twice. but they're not far off. Things can change quick. But like you said, the Dow team has been pretty consistently middle of the road. So good indicators here all around. Barksnell, every single time beating the Dow team. He's on fire. He's on fire.
He is the top manager. So let's take a look at what the Dow team is looking like this week. This is how it did last week. Wait, no. What am I looking at here?
That's Coast to Coast FC. This is the Dow team.
But Holland didn't play.
Oh, you're on a wrong game week.
Oh, yeah. I'm in game week 23 when they started. All right. Here's what the Dow team did last week. Captain Kane, not too good of a week. Had a few blanks. Still has Mitrovic in the team. So there's some proposals and some editing to do. The team's actually looking pretty good this week. I really hope we play the bench boost, take advantages of the chips we still have left. We still have a wild card for Coast to Coast. Coast to Coast still has triple captain and a bench boost. So there's 3 to take advantage of. I think this is the week to play the bench boost, although the bench Fulham guys away at Bournemouth, not horrible.
Well, and Mitrovic is one we need to call out because he pushed the referee, and he is out. When is it until? April 22nd. When Bruno pushes the referee, nothing happens. So interesting there. I mean, Mitrovic was a lot worse, and Mitrovic, he's probably a lot stronger than Bruno too. But he's gone. We need to get him out. Right now, the leading proposal, I believe, is Mitrovic to Isak and bench boost played. So I think that's a great move there. I voted for it myself personally. There's a lot of proposals going on, but Dow team needs to capitalize because they have their chips. Capitalize on that. This is a great week for bench boost. At the very least, Mitro's got to go. He's just a dead asset right now. And yeah, I mean, there's proposals in there. Feel free to throw more in. We had one proposal that was pretty vague from someone with an unknown person, Arsenal midfielder out for March. We wouldn't know which Arsenal midfielder that is. Double trouble. Oh, they must not like, or maybe they like the Brighton double. Do they have a Brighton guy?
Matoma, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, I like it. Just more specific. Just be a little more specific.
Yeah, but then a few UI updates here. So user interface here. We kind of have a calendar so you can see the deadlines and stuff like that. Trying to constantly improve the platform for us. And then we're also voting on the captain choice. I think there's 4 in already. Yeah, there's four options in here already. I'm voting for Rashford. I think it's the safest pick. But safest doesn't mean best, as we saw last week with Saka. So, Ost, I think we've talked enough about the Dow team. Get your votes in by tonight. I'll check it last thing before I go to bed, make the transfers so it's ready to go. But Ost, feel free to go ahead and share your squad this week.
Yeah, I will share now. And yeah, you said safest cap is not always the best. Some would argue that Saka against Crystal Palace at home was the safest option. So I think he's out in form. This is what I currently have. Armband still to be determined. I might change that around simply because of this right here, little knock. I could see him, subbing on for Newcastle or just, maybe being rested this game and starting against Brentford. Not sure. I've been reading up a little bit. There's some stuff that you can read from Ten Hag. He's a little less ambiguous compared to Pep. But, I got the Arsenal triple up. I'm trying to not get lost in the double game week madness here. I'm capitalizing on it pretty good. All my single game weeks, though, they're studs. And I have Holland on the bench right now. I don't know. I think I'm still debating between him and Tony because Tony, if he gets one yellow, he's missing the next game against Man U. And also, they're both away fixtures, which is tough. It's just I am not sold that Holland's going to start, but I know nothing when it comes to that. That's why I only have one City player. I don't like Pep Roulette, and he was the only one that I thought was safe. But with this injury, tough to say. So to be determined on that. Don't have my bench boost. I don't know if I would want to play it. I mean, my bench isn't outstanding right now. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
For what it's worth, I think Rashford's going to play. Apparently, he jetted off to New York, got some time away from the game, came back. Ten Hag said he was looking refreshed, having good energy. So I think he's going to play. I think playing Newcastle, it's a big game. They're both fighting for that 4th spot. Champions League is on the table. So I think they're going to try to get Rashford in. I mean, he is their best player, undoubtedly. So for what it's worth, that's my opinion. I'll probably be wrong. Team's looking good.
Yeah, we shall see. Other than that, I mean, look, if you want to pull your team up, we can do that. But I think definitely I want to reiterate the Dow team, super important for you guys to contribute, get in there simply because we want the Dow team to do better, and then the people that beat the Dows are going to get paid out higher. So if you're listening, if you're wanting to beat the Dow and you want the Dow to beat others, make some proposals, vote in there. Let's get this Dow team to be as good as possible.
All right, here we go. I've been waiting for this big double game week. Been prepping it. You'll see I'm going for a few differentials here, taking some risks. We'll see what happens. I like Madison's underlying numbers. He has been getting a lot of shots. He's involved in a lot of Leicester's attacks. Leicester's always a team that can score goals, and look, they're up against it. They're going to let up goals. They're going to score goals. I think Madison's going to be at the center of it. I want to see him do well 2 games, and hopefully that shoots me up the table, especially because I have my bench boost active. So I'll be having Saka, Gabriel, and Kane coming off the bench, scoring points for me. And then I got Raya with a double game week as well.
You didn't seem as excited for Raya.
Wait, what'd you say?
You didn't seem as excited for Raya as Kane, Gabriel, and Saka.
Well, I think Brighton's going to score, and I think Rashford's going to score again. So not but maybe he gets a lot of save points. You never know, really. I think this is the best week to play my bench boost. I'm going with a differential captain. I have 2 Chelsea boys in, which could be a little bit of differentials. A lot of game weeks, a lot of opportunity for points. And hopefully I can keep working my way up the table. I'm about 52 points from the top or something like that. So it's not impossible. Things can change quick. Been fighting it all season, trying to stay up and competing. So I'm excited to see if I can make up some ground this week.
And you will be hoping that Haaland does not start. That is something. Yeah, not having Haaland is interesting, but
it is.
It's a good time to not do it. If there was ever time this season to not have Haaland and make a differential move, that this is the time. So we shall see.
Yep. And then the last thing that I want to talk about with the Dow team is that, yes, it is difficult to know what transfers to make, but now when you go to the Dow teams portal, so Coast to Coast FC, I'll send this link in. There's this link right here. If you put this link into your browser, you will be able to see the Dow team, plan some transfers, make decisions, and make proposals in that way. So that's just a little tool. Hopefully we can get more participation now that people can actually see. So the link is in the description on the website right here.
We'll text it out as well in the chat.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. All right. I think that's about it. 7:30 a.m. tomorrow. I think a big game kicks off. So, well, who is it? Is it City Liverpool?
City Liverpool starting the day. And then the bigger game with the team still at the top of the table is at 10 o'clock. Go Gunners.
Liverpool, 7:30 a.m. And then you can watch the Gunners at 10 o'clock if you would like. But we'll be waiting
for hat tricks from Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard with a nice 9-0 win. Actually, 9-1 win. We'll let up a goal.
And if Madison does a lot of good stuff this week, you'll be hearing from me in the chat. If he doesn't, I won't say anything, and I'll be pretty sad. But all right, I think that about wraps it up for your Coast to Coast Fantasy Premier League Game Week 28 review and Double Game Week 29 team reveal. It's going to be a big one. I hope to see a lot of green arrows in my future, and we'll get back to you guys soon.
We're back.